I love the passion, the team, the diversity, the different skill sets that are coming together to create this opportunity of actually marrying some new technology with this beautiful Web3 space that we love. We love NFTs, but we hate scammers. So let's get a little bit more into the security layers. I know John was talking already about the DDI injection. Let's circle back around to that part of the conversation. John, maybe you could just give us a description of how would this benefit a user that may have gotten their NFT stolen? Walk us through maybe that kind of use case. I think this is one of the most staggering aspects of the technology that SmartMoose is bringing forward.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really is, in the fact that and the robustness of it is great too. But can I make one other point on something that's just been brought up in with the Impact Club? Just as a reminder that 10% of everything we do goes into charitable donations, and that is something that is also part of the Impact Club, and the voting, the final voting as to what goes where and when and how much. All of that is left very much to our members. So that's part of it as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, John. Yeah, just to underscore that, one of the key benefits indeed of coming in and being part of this Impact Club, it's not only just to say, here, volunteer your time, but in fact, there's going to be a treasury and a DAO so that 10% of all the sales, not just this initial collection, but all future collections, and there's some really wonderful partnerships. I don't think we're quite at liberty to say what they are just yet, but there's just some world-class charities and some really great brands that I know you're partnering with, and that those projects as well, that all those NFTs of all those sales, 10% will also go into this DAO, into this treasury, specifically to be directed by the community of holders of the one of these initial 256 NFT sets that we've been talking about. That gives you membership, and that gives you voting privileges to both bring up some great charities and help vet which charities are going to be receiving donations and grants and things along those lines. So it's a great way to just activate community and give them a purpose beyond just volunteering, but actually directing a significant portion of funds on an ongoing basis.
And thank you, Glassy. That's excellent and very important to all of us, by the way. But you actually gave a little segue into how I'd like to address your previous question. You use the term intellectual property, and just to be quite frank with you, NFTs have been too easy to steal. While we've been developing our system, over $900 million worth of them have gone missing, and that's ridiculous. That's an incredible amount of money, and so our system, the DDI system, is set out to stop that. It's certainly, like they say, about 2/3 of houses that get broken into are the houses where the door wasn't locked. Let's put it this way: it's at least the lock on the door, but it's actually the full security system behind it. So it's going to be a really big thing, and that's important to these people that we can't mention the names of yet, because they have intellectual property that has spent, that is worth billions of dollars, some of them hundreds of millions of dollars. And why would they just turn that over to anybody? They're coming to us because we have a way to protect it in the digital realm and online and through the blockchain. And so now what gets opened up to the NFT market is some amazing history, some amazing pieces of artwork, some just wonderful stuff, which, by the way, we're going to gamify with treasure maps and things like that to have a little fun with too. So this is all stuff that ties and is enabled by that security. And so we call it the forged security, with a number 4, RGD, forged. And the idea is it's forged in stone, forged in steel. It can't be changed. It can't be ignored. And we can push through with the technology and restore it for you. So if it's lost or stolen, it's not gone. it's retrievable. And there is some cost in the retrieval, but there's cost in anything that's worth value. But the bottom line is it's there, and the only place it's going to be there is in NFTs that are forged and not just minted.
Let's go. Love it. Great overview. I think a good next subject should be moving into how did all the founders come together? Like how did that happen? Take us into a little bit of a genesis story into how everyone met and where was the catalyst for actually moving all of these ideas and this inspiration and this experience that has been decades long. How did that come to say, you know what, it's time to move this into Web3? Where did that come from?
Well, I'm going to jump back in. I'd hate to say that it came from the pandemic, but a little bit of it did. Our effects division up in Montreal was playing around with a new AI. I was working with them on it. My nephew has a militaria company, and I asked him, I said, listen, I need something small to do some tests on. Send me a couple of war medals. I don't know if you know this, folks, but militaria is the singular largest collectibles category in the world. And so he did that, and I took one of them and put together a series of two-dimensional histograms, sent it up. We ran it through the AI, creating a three-dimensional isomorphic projection out of it, and the results were astounding. And I will have to tell you that I was like, okay, am I seeing this the way I'm seeing? This is, I've worked on huge holographic projects. I've worked on Pepper's Ghosts and all the other quote unquote holographic technologies throughout the world, some of the largest ones in the world. And I'm looking at this going, this is astounding. So I sent a copy of it to one of the guys that invented LiDAR, and one of the guys who's been a lead consulting person in digital scanning in the entertainment industry for the last 20 years. And his response, I'll never forget it, was, the detail is amazing. How did you do it? And I'll have to say, 𝐲𝐸, that the minute that I saw that, I said, okay, if he doesn't know the answer to that, then this is something that is brand new and that is better than anything else. What do we do with it? And so we approached our capital partners, and they approached David and Sophia, and we kind of evolved together over the next few months after that.
So 𝐲𝐸, Maria, there's actually, ladies, I want to make sure you understand and hear this. There's 6 co-founders of SmartMoose, and 3 of us are females and 3 are males. So Maria and I have known each other for well over 2 decades, and we've been looking on how we could work together. We've been talking back and forth on all the different projects we were working on, and I started getting her interested into blockchain technologies. David and I have worked on previous projects together. We both co-own a crypto hedge fund together, and various other companies together. And so after talking to Maria and trying to get her into this space, she then let me know about what was going on with John and how he was acquiring amazing talent through the pandemic. And so this is how the company came together.
It's great to hear all of that. Maybe we should go into a little bit of some of the vision that we're seeing as we're moving towards the launch and as we're building our community. Let's maybe talk about some of the vision of what we could see coming our way for the Impact Club and for maybe some of the future drops. I know we can't talk about them and call them out by name, but what, like, at least category, we can give them kind of an overview of what kind of categories do we think we will be seeing in the lineup of curated drops over the, say, the next 6 months on smartmoose.com.
Well, one of the things I really want to focus on the fact here is that, yes, we're introducing the technology with our own character, with our Alpha Moose, Professor Moose character, our smart moose, basically, and the development thereof. But the company is designed to be to provide art, fine art, and collectibles. And collectibles are going to include all kinds of different, I mean, we'll show some. We'll have a line of those military medals. We'll have a one of the first things we're doing is a time capsule, and this is a historic time capsule that was actually hidden, buried by Helen Keller herself, and that's going to be a fun project, and it's going to be very historic, and a lot of people like to collect things about time capsules, so that's a big deal there. I have a lot of background with special effects people and with latex masks worldwide, which is a huge collectible category, and we're going to actually highlight some of those. And that's kind of my personal passion project, because nobody's archiving this, and we want to archive it in 3D and get it out there so that it doesn't disappear. Latex is protein. Protein disappears. Latex masks, if you're lucky, might last 25, 35 years. And so we are actually going to be capturing some pieces that are old, bizarrely old, as over 50 years. And we're going to do a couple versions of a line of those. So it's going to be everything from small collectibles to multi-million-dollar pieces of art that we're going to tether some pieces to.